Can you feel your breath as you run? Is your heartbeat accelerating? Even the earth has its breath, as history has its beat. In Osignano, all appears to slow down. The walls of the houses, the ancient courtyards, the stones along the streets. Everything has remained almost identical to the time of the Napoleonic Wars, when the army of the Russian General Suvorov stopped here. If you keep running back in time, you can peek inside the church of San Mamete to see a pupil of Bernardino Luini paying homage to the master in his fresco of the choir. Continue the stretch between space and time. Imagine yourself at the end of the Middle Ages, heading north on the main road through meadows and woods, alongside an old cart as you return from the Como market by the Strada Regina. On the peninsula to the east, you see the outline of the oratory of Sant'Ambrogio, black traces sitting between the frescoes of the apostles, telling of a time when candles were lit to choose the name of an unborn child. Today, the sons and daughters of Le Terre del Ceneri grow up with modern educational facilities that cater to their needs, such as the middle school in Camignolo. In your race through time, a Romanesque bridge carries you back to the medieval age. It was around the 13th century in Veronico when the Church of St. Martin the Bishop and St. John the Evangelist began its long evolution, continuing until the Baroque period. Even Le Terre del Ceneri has mysterious ruins. The builder of St. Sophia Castle remains unknown, as does why it fell into disrepair. It is said that there were prisoners and upheaval. For the rest, we must resort to our imagination. You've climbed the Medaglia Mountains. Bravo! But one last effort is required. A giant leap of your imagination. Let's go back 15,000 years. Watch how the glacier blanket retreats, leaving us these wetlands, these reservoirs of life. Some buildings appear as if fantasy has transformed into matter. On the slopes of Monte Tamaro, the Church of Santa Maria degli Angeli brings together the architectural style of Mario Botta, the evocative stroke of Enzo Cucchi, and the prophetic words of Father Giovanni Pozzi. In Rivera, the gushing water becomes an opportunity for enjoyment and well-being. Now imagine an inn along the road connecting northern Europe to Italy, hosting travelers, merchants and pilgrims. Envision it as a stately home, housing the canton representatives in the Ticino siege while making their way towards Lugano. Here you find yourself facing the Casa dei Landvogti in Rivera. Come on, keep running. Don't limit yourself to only imagining those who signed the treaties. Also think of those who remained unknown. The people who met at the Capitolio washhouse, where they would sing and share their life of toil. Imagine the soldiers who over centuries stood at the fortifications on Monte Ceneri, guardians of a mandatory passage between the north and south of Canton Ticino. And think of those who grew up tending the chestnut forests of Casnota and Monte Pioda. The farmers who brought their harvest of chestnuts, rye and corn to the mill in Soresina to turn it into flour for food during the winter. Could they ever have imagined that their distant descendants would turn the fields into places of recreation, sport, passion, and social gatherings? In Le Terre del Ceneri, imagination has been the engine of change and the generator of novelty throughout the centuries. Today, it offers the opportunity to breathe the dreams of the ancients. In Le Terre del Ceneri, along the roads that have united peoples and generations, we can experience the present and imagine the future.